Once more, welcome to my beautiful parish of St. Elizabeth. My name is Shanika. Many of you know me as Shan Zen Zen, and today we'll be going to the Black River Safari, and I'll be giving you a full tour of the Black River Safari. So we're in the town of Black River in St. Elizabeth, which happens to be the capital. And did you know that Black River was the first town in Jamaica to receive electricity, to have telephone, and to have a motor car? And did you know that St. Elizabeth is the second largest parish in Jamaica? St. Elizabeth has a rich history, and today you're going to learn a little more. Today I'll be traveling with my two friends from Canada, my daughter and hubby, and I hope you enjoy this Black River Safari tour. So if you're new here, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing my channel. You're watching Shan Zen Zen Jamaican Vibes. Inspiring, motivating, showcasing Jamaican talents, and giving back to my Jamaican people. So as you can see, guys, this is the entry, and they have quite a huge parking lot, can accommodate a lot of vehicles. So I'm encouraging you to come on down to St. Elizabeth and enjoy this beautiful parish. If you're in another parish, you can consider traveling to St. Elizabeth and visit the Black River Safari. And if you're watching from overseas, when you visit Jamaica next, please put Black River Safari on your bucket list. You won't be sorry.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Welcome on board the Safari Regent, and welcome to the Black River Safari. My name is Roger, and I'll be your captain and also your tour guide. Our trip will take us approximately 4 kilometers upstream, during which I'll show you some birds, wetland vegetation, and some of our very friendly crocodiles. Very friendly. While sailing, I'll see if I can find one to put on the boat. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Also, as you take your phones, you can get to make all the photos you want. But do not let your gadgets fall into the river, because I can't swim. Oh no, crocodiles are very good swimmers, so in case if you're in any difficulties, they'll help you. Well, you don't have to outswim the crocodile or outrun one. You only need to move faster than the person next to you. So presently, we are on the Black River. This is Jamaica's longest navigable river. It is 44 miles long, about 70 kilometers. And it starts in the north of the island, in the cockpit country in Trelawney. It empties into the Caribbean Sea here at the bridge. The average depth of the river we can find along the area is between 18 to 20 feet. So I hope you all can swim. Now the birds you're looking at across here, locally they're known as garling, but the correct name is egret. And we'll sometimes be able to find 3 different types nesting in this location. The reason for the birds to nest here behind us, that's our local fish market. So once those small boat comes from sea, they'll have some food to get. Our first crocodile is across here on the left. Well, actually, you see across on this side, just the head sticking out the water. Let me get closer to where the crocodile is at there. Now there's a little drain that leads from the restaurant, so it will get all the little scraps from it. Alright, so 95% of what the crocodiles eat, it is fish. The other 5%, just a few little birds, crabs, and we'll sometimes give them a little piece of chicken. Well, it helps to keep them close, and you can see how friendly they are. Feel free to stand and make your photo. Tap, 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 tap.
You gave me the bag with the clothes. No. You gave me the bag with the clothes. This is what you did. Mommy, that you really need that, mommy. I'm just telling you what you did to me, innit? You gave it to me first and said, yeah, that's for tomorrow. You said you get to order some more for that's when them come, you tell them all the things. I want to put it on the boat. Can. I'm not going to put it on.
Yeah, it's a female crocodile.
Sorry, can I borrow the door?
Sure.
No, I'm going to give it. I'm joking.
Just a little piece, a little snack. Come. So that's for being a good girl. Alright, so would anyone like to take a ride on the crocodile's back? Yes, of course, you only take places you've never been before. No, that's just the one way, right?
You can't go.
As the captain, I'm the last to leave the boat while it's floating. Now there's another crocodile across here on our right, but this one is just lurking underneath the trees. Yeah.
Oh, your phone.
Yeah, man, you can start. Feel free to move if you can exist.
Let's see if we can zoom in.
Right, so whenever we're sailing and we can find the crocodile on the riverbank or it is there on the log, we'll sometimes see them with their mouth wide open. It helps the crocodile to digest its food and to regulate its body temperature. They are cold-blooded reptile, so they need as much of the heat as possible. And they are nocturnal, they hunt at night. Because of their very thick skin, they have no sweat pores on the outer part of their body. Their sweat glands are located in their mouth. So once that acid builds up, they will swallow it. It also helps to cool them down. So if it is not disturbed, it can stay there for hours. Now those are 68 teeth. There's 38 at the top and 30 at the bottom. And they are very sharp, enough to reach through both flesh and bones. Remember, don't drop the phone in the water. Yeah. Well, the crocodile will just use it to make some selfie. While we are sailing, if you happen to see any more of those plastic bottles along the edge of the river, it's not pollution. Those are only markers for the fisherman's crab trap. They can catch the blue marine crabs or blue claws. Well, if you like seafood, very tasty. In the river, we can catch big fish like tarpon. Those can get up to 200 pounds. And snook, which is a very good eating fish, can get up to 50 pounds. And the African perch, mullet, snapper, several different types. So this river is also very good for fishing. I'm just going to turn on the air condition for a little while. That's naturally you'll see. Now for these small crocodiles, they will choose to stay close towards the roots of the mangrove as it provides food and protection. For food, they can get all the small fish and shrimp they need in the area. As for protection, it would be difficult for the big ones to get close enough to hurt them. Cannibalism does happen. Just before you folks drove in, the large male that lives around this location, it was on the dock where we started the tour basking in the sun. So if we're lucky enough, you might get to find him in a similar position when we're coming back. Once they're in the sun, sometimes it gets too hot for them, so they just go into the water to cool off, then they go back in the sun again. Yes, ma'am?
The younger crocodiles, how long do they stay with their mothers?
They will only stay with the mother for about 2 or 3 months. After that, they're on their own. That's why their survival rate is very low. Yes, unlike us humans, you know, we stay with our parents much longer. Sometimes a bit. Crocodile up front. No, once the sun is very hot, this is when you stand a good chance to see them. As I said, they do come out to bask in the sun. Again, they are cold-blooded reptiles, so they have to charge up their system, which they restore their energy for when they're hunting at night. So the mature female can lay up to 60 eggs. Yeah, which is best to forget about their shoes. Surrounding us, we have over 21,000 acres of swamp. This is the largest wetlands in the Caribbean, which is also home for over 65 different species of birds. 17 years ago, it was estimated there's a little over 100 crocodiles living throughout the area. Since then, their numbers have increased as they are on our endangered species list. They were once hunted for their skin to make a nice shoes or a good handbag. But now the minimum fine is up to 2 million Jamaican dollars or up to 10 years at that free motel if you're caught killing a crocodile or seeing part of one. Yeah, which is best to forget about their shoes. Because crocodiles are still hunted. The original fine was $100,000 or up to 6 months. But as I said, due to the increase of hunting crocodiles, so NEPA had stepped up on that fine. Oh. And also the prison term as well. To the salt spring location where we are more likely to see some more crocodiles, or if you are interested, you can take a dip in our swimming pool. Well, as I've shown to you earlier, the crocodiles are very friendly. Yes, the Black River main stream in the early 1900s, it was used as a form of transportation to transport goods from throughout the wetlands towards the dock where we are coming from. They used to transport goods such as rum, pimento for making spice, sugar, cattle skin or cow skin for leather, and also the logwood. From the logwood, we'll get a dye. It's called the indigo blue. That was used for staining clothes. So throughout this time, Black River became a very popular town, which was the first town in Jamaica to receive the electric light, a motor car, and also the telephone, which was invented in 1876 by Alexander Bell, then brought to the island 24 years later. If you can make out this little bird, this is called the northern jacana. Well, it's very tiny. It is also known as the Jesus bird. Oh, it's back here where the plants are. Well, the reason why we call it the Jesus bird, it walks on the water lily and eat the shrimp that stuck on the lily pad. So it looks like they're walking on water. No, it went back into the water hyacinth. Yeah. Well, they're a little bit camera shy. We also do bird watching tour, but that starts pretty early in the morning from 7. Then we would go up the Black River main stream and we turn into the Wyeth River and also the Gale River. That side is now mainly used for persons who does bird watching. Originally, it was built in order to for another attraction, which is called swamp boogies, with some amphibious vehicles that goes from land to water. But they found out later those vehicles were pretty destructive. Wherever it travels through the vegetation, it flattens it down, and also the engines were really loud. So NEPA had to revoke their license. So as I said, it's now mainly used for bird watchers. The smoke in front of us, that's not someone smoking marijuana. No, it's another part of the swamp is on fire. We get those frequent fires whenever time the water level gets too low. The peat soil, which is at the bed of the river, that is giving off the dark reflection, it also gives off the methane gas. So with the help of sunlight, it will ignite. Well, the fire causes no damage for us, it only burns along the vegetation. Except the gas smells more like sulfur, real awful. looking for Crocodile Little George. We once have Big George, but he died over 10 years ago, which was measured at 12 feet 7 inches, weighed up to 800 pounds. They are territorial, so we know where we can find them at times. Out here in the wild, they don't hunt or stay in large groups. As I said, they only come together during mating season. Afterwards, they split. Well, we're humans, we stay together forever. If we're lucky. So if Little George is not here, I'll check by his house. Now he does use a cell phone, so I can give him a call. Actually, sometimes what we'll do to get their attention, we'll just tie someone to the back of the boat and pull them around for a little while. Any volunteer?
I get up the boat, you can go on.
Well, I didn't come prepared for that part. No, tell you what, I would jump in and do it, you know, but this morning when we got to work, it was raining. The water is a bit wet. So, I'll have to pass a damn one. Well, I'll just sit for those if I can find it. Here, Mangrove Avenue, as it forms a canopy similar to our Bamboo Avenue. These are all red mangrove trees, the ones that have the roots going into the water. In the early 1900s, the bark or skin of red mangrove was used for making a type of dye which we call tannin. That was used for wooden floors, furniture, and for staining leather. Now, if you want to walk up front, you can go ahead and make your photo. No, you can walk if you wish to.
Yeah, thank you.
This is also a good spot where you can play Tarzan or Jane by swinging along the roots. But the crocodiles would want to play cheetah. It's also very peaceful and quiet. Too quiet. Well, this area it's also a very good spot to stay in the evening, as there's not a single mosquito within this location.
Why?
What?
Why no mosquitoes?
I never said there are no mosquitoes. I said there's not a single. They're all married.
I was waiting for the question, that's why.
Well, if you stay after 6 in the evening, you won't have enough blood left in the morning. I mean, it's water mosquito paradise. Across this location on our right, this is where we sometimes will take a swim, or we can swing from the rope into the water. We also have some men, they dive and do spearfishing on this river. Most of those divers have been doing so for years, even before the river was used for tour purpose. And no one has ever been attacked by a crocodile. So we do actually take a swim. No, that one that right now, you know, some Territorial, yeah. But the other one is still intact.
Is that the roof? Wouldn't swing time?
Turning point, and you'll sometimes be able to find Crocodile Philip in this location. At the moment, he's the largest friendly croc will sometimes get to see on tour. Well, as I said earlier, we are in mating season. During this time of the year, the males, they move around a lot as they try to seek as much of the female's attention as possible. From here, the river continues towards the foot of the Santa Cruz Mountain. The Salt Spring River is up to 13 miles long, and it's navigable for up to 8 miles, but not with boat these size. Smaller fishing boats can go further upstream. Before Hurricane Ivan, which was in 2004, this was also where we could find the largest crocodile on tour. We call him Charlie. But we haven't seen it a week before the hurricane, so we are not sure if it's alive or not. Now back then, we did not tag or have any tracking device on them, so we could not monitor their movement. So as they are now protected from our nursery, which I'm going to show you later, we do put tags on them so we can monitor their movement. So if you look over the side of the boat, you can see how clear the water is. You can also see to the bottom. And yes, you can see the fish swimming around as well. No one brought in a fishing equipment, so we're not going to be able to catch any. Later when you get back to the dock, I'm going to take you towards our crocodile nursery. It's a little breeding program where we release them back into the wild. But we don't breed them in that location. We only keep a few to show. We have another area where we breed them. Also, I'm going to take up one of the baby one, and for those of you, if you wish, you can get the chance to hold it. In the location where we're going to be going, it's a small area, so once I hold the baby croc, I'll bring it on the outside so you guys can get to hold it. Just remember, if it bites you, you can't hurt it because they are protected. And you're not allowed to bite it back. Would anyone like to take a swim before we get back to the dock? Come on, Philip. Show yourself. Well, maybe if someone jump over and splash around a little, he might show up. So you see, and the males, as I said, they fight each other real often. Mating season, they get pretty aggressive. Well, females will fight each other for the better nesting site. The reason for that, the river, it is tidal. If you look along the mangrove roots, you can see where the water level was this morning. So the tide is still dropping. So those areas back in the wetland where the level of land is pretty high, those are the areas the female will fight for. Because they have to dig the earth to lay their eggs, which they will do in 2 sets. As I said, the female can lay up to 60 eggs. After she makes the hole in the ground, she will lay a number of eggs, then covers it again. Then lays some more on top of that and then covers it. The temperature differentiates between male and female. So at the time, only the female crocodile will know which sex there is. We'll have to wait until they get old enough to invade their privacy to determine their sex. Their organs are not exposed as other animals. Well, later at the dock, I'll show you what we look for. Mangrove tree, and eventually it just fall right into the water. Yeah. As I said, it's up to 30 feet down in this area. Give me this hand first. Close your hand. Underneath my hand. You want to come from this angle?
Yeah, let me get it.
So you're holding a crocodile. This is almost. You want to get it from this angle where the sunlight is better? Or well, I don't know how good the filter on your phone is.
It's good.
So mommy, I get to look this way.
Ready? All the pictures on your phone,
Yeah,
right?
come go there.
Another camera.
No, man, when you're on camera.
Feel like the accent. Grab. That's what I was saying. That's
No, I'm never keep. Okay. But if she weird enough to you, you must can't hold it. But you're doing a video.
Yeah.
You guys are good.
I do.
All right, come now for me.
The devil, you know, when you get lost and start getting frustrated.
No, sir.
Oh, we enjoyed the Black River Safari tour to the max, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Unfortunately, one of my guests fell ill, so we didn't get to go into the crocodile nursery. But next time, thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks for making it Shans and Zen Jamaican vibes. Until next time, walk good and look out for your neighbor.